first time in front of a large crowd for those early enrollees. Big Dex had a sack. What are your impressions of how the others comported themselves?
I thought they did a good job. I've been really impressed with Pollard and Ankrum all spring. Dexter and Niles, those four guys have really stood out. We're very pleased with those guys. And I'm forgetting somebody. I know Samuel,
Trey Lamar and
Trey and Shaq. Trey and Shaq, same thing. Just young pups out there that are getting better with every rep, but you notice them. They just stand out to you. Physically blessed and ready to play. We still got some maturing to do mentally, and then Samuel's got some maturing to do, physically and mentally. So he's going to have a big summer. Although he had a nice play out there, but I think he had a tackle for loss. But it's been a good group, really good group of guys. Those 7 guys, and today is huge because you just kind of can, just for them to just get some type of a game experience, and just it will pay huge dividends as they go into their summer, and just kind of check that box of anxiety, kind of get that out of the way. They'll be much more prepared next time we have a home game.
Brent was really concerned about the depth in the secondary. Do you expect any of those guys coming in you're going to count on?
Oh, well, that's why we recruited them. I'd be concerned with the depth too this spring if we were playing this spring, because that's why we signed 5 guys. Because we got a bunch of guys that aren't here yet, but they're coming. They're on the way. All those guys will be here in a few weeks, in early June, and we'll get that process started. But we went out and signed Trayvon Mullen and Kayvon and Nolan and Isaiah and Dalton, and we signed those guys to come in here and fill some spots for us. They won't all have to play, but we'll need 2 or 3 of them for sure.
I may have missed it, but I didn't see Mark Fields returning kickoffs early. Is he still in the mix for?
Yeah, he's still working at it, but we've kind of gotten locked in on a couple of guys that we're really confident with, and then we got a couple other guys that'll be in that mix when they get here. We know Feaster's a guy that probably have a chance to be looked at on a kick return, and the same thing with Cornell. He's a guy that will have opportunity to be looking at. Both those guys will have pretty elite ability as returners as well. So we'll look at those guys, and then we'll make some decisions in camp. But Mark's continuing to work at it.
Do you want to see Artavis in that returning role as much as possible?
Yeah, again, he's the guy right now that we have the most confidence in, and but we're trying to develop some other guys. And you saw why we have confidence in Artavis today. He's hard to tackle. He's tough. He's a good decision maker, and he just fights for everything. He's just a relentless competitor. So we're confident in him, but we need about 2 or 3 other guys to have the type of rotation that we want.
Did you accomplish everything you'd hoped to achieve this spring?
We'll talk about that as a staff on Monday. We'll go back through. We always put our goals down, offense, defense, special teams, and then we'll kind of evaluate on what we got done on Monday. But I can just tell you from a big picture standpoint, we did get better. And the one thing that I ask, as we go through the personnel is, did he get better? Did he get better? Did he stay the same? Did he regress? And I've gotten a ton of, man, he got better, coach. He got better. What we got to do this summer? What's he? And then we kind of put our plan together. And so when I hear he got better a lot, then I know we got better as a football team. So from that standpoint, I think we accomplished the number 1 goal, and that is to take 15 days and go improve as a team, and we definitely did that.
You're going to be a good football team this next fall, regardless of how things play off out on defense. But you could be a different football team in that you can be dynamic offensively because of all the depth in the quarterback and all that kind of thing. Do you think in those terms at all? Do you allow yourself to? You can break records and all that, but it could be fun and dynamic, kind of make people turn people's heads.
Well, I thought we were fun and dynamic last year.
That's what I mean.
And we got most of those guys back. So I don't really sit around and think about records and all that. I just want us to be, a group that's relentless about executing at a high level. And if we do that, then all that stuff will take care of itself. For me, I think about, man, we got a lot of personnel, and this should definitely be fun. So there's no question. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to get back on the field with number 4 and be able to go have another season with him and continue to see the growth in our offensive line and the development of those backs and add a couple more wideouts into what's already a good group and seeing the continuation of the progression of those tight ends. So, yeah, I mean, I'd be really disappointed if we're not, one of the best offenses in the country. That's our expectation, and it should be with the people we have.
Four needed to cuts down on some of those interceptions, and as you pointed out even earlier, they weren't all his fault.
Yep.
But there were some decisions that he made that you ought to be able to correct to make that even better.
Oh yeah.
Is that the biggest thing with him is decision making?
Yeah. Just, I mean, it's physically getting better. It's, from a mental standpoint, okay, it's you took 6 sacks, so that were on him. So how do we, why? And let's learn from that and eliminate that. What happened? Break that down. The interceptions that he had, some of them, like I said, weren't his fault, but those that were, and what led to that decision, and how do we improve from that? Ball handling, being fanatical about your fundamentals, and being disciplined with your footwork, because all those little things matter. And I think, again, all the way to the national championship game where we fumble and exchange, all 11 guys could have laid on the ground, and it wouldn't have mattered. So understanding the importance of those little things, and he's worked really hard. So we've challenged him in all areas, but he did a great job in the run game for us, decision-making wise. But there's still room for improvement there, where he got a little greedy, or maybe he got outside the system just a little bit. But at the same time, you want to still allow him to be Deshaun, because he's part of what makes him special is his instincts. And from time to time, he didn't necessarily make the right decision, but it turned out really good.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, one of those. But that's kind of what makes him magical.
Have you flushed the Alabama game, or are those couple of plays in the second half still going to wake you up at night?
No, it doesn't wake me up at night anymore. I mean, I'm over that. I mean, it's
you
time.
said anymore.
It's time to move on. I mean, I'm still disappointed that we didn't finish. We finished with some regrets, and we don't want to do that this year. I want to make sure that because I felt like that again, there was 4 or 5 things within our control that people point to some obvious things. The kick return. We had 2 guys there. We didn't make the play. There wasn't anything wrong with their guy was better than our guy, and I don't mind getting beat. I mean, sometimes the opponent's pretty good. They make plays too. But things that we control, whether it's coverage, having our eyes on the right things, lining up properly, fumble exchange in the backfield, fundamentals in delivering a ball, little things like that. Those are the things that keep me up, because those are things we control. The onside was a great call. I mean, tip your hat to him. Great call, great execution. Made a play, but the ball's on the -49. It ain't got nothing to do with busting cover 3 2 plays later. So, those are things that we control. But we learned from that. Give them credit. We didn't do what we needed to do to win the game. We did in a lot of areas, but in a game like that, it comes down to a couple plays. And we made more mistakes than they did. But it's also an opportunity for us to drive this team as we get going this spring and this summer and all that stuff. But from a coach standpoint, it's always about what's in front of us.
Sure.
Just like had we won the game, I wouldn't be sitting here going, "Oh, we're the national champs." No, man, that was last year. I promise you, Coach Saban ain't doing that. He ain't patting them on the back this spring, talking about that's you celebrate that and you learn and you mourn that too. Depending on what happens, but you move on. And the players move on a lot quicker than any of us do.
Yeah.
But it was a great experience.
But as you say, it's fuel.
It's fuel, yeah. I mean, it's just a part of our journey. It's just a part of our journey. We'll get it done. We'll get it done, and when we do, this was all part of it.
Coach, if I could just ask you real quick on special teams, you went live today. How much value does that add to you as coaches in your preparation, and is that something you see going
Well,
forward?
we wanted to get, thank you, we wanted to get as much evaluation of as many guys as we could, and we had an opportunity to split the team, so we're going to get a lot of reps on both sides, see a lot of guys, and just, regardless of what the result of the play was, because some guys, you're filling in, and there may not be guys that are playing for you in the fall, we still were able to get an evaluation of each guy, and we're looking to kind of fill our depth charts, and so we've got a bunch of stuff to evaluate from the spring, but today will be very, very helpful for us in making some decisions going into camp.
They couldn't bring the quarterback down today, but did you like what you saw from the defensive line?
Yeah, oh yeah. The guys have done a good job. I mean, we've got a lot of depth inside. We're developing some depth outside. We've got good competition, and it'll be good when we get Xavier in here this summer, kind of add into that mix.
Do you feel like you got any clarity today on that number 2 quarterback competition between Kelly and Nick?
I just think that all those guys played well, and we'll evaluate it. As we go into fall camp, summer's going to matter. Everything counts, but we'll have a guy ready to go. But I'm proud of Nick. I'm proud of Kelly, and I thought Tucker did some nice things today. But it's right now it's between Nick and Kelly. Who's going to run out there first, and both of them are really battling.
When you see Deshaun start off a game with some big plays like that, does he make you feel really good about what the offense can do, or more concerned about the defense giving up those big plays?
Deshaun's going to make big plays against anybody he plays. I think that, again, you split the team. It probably makes it a little easier for Deshaun to make some plays. But no, that's football. You're going to have some good. There was big plays on both sides, and good competitive day.
Jim, the message for Kelly at halftime when he throws the pick right before.
That wasn't his fault. That was on the receiver. He ran the wrong route. It's supposed to be a comeback. Kelly threw it right where it was supposed to be. And so that wasn't on Kelly. That was on the receiver. So I've been running a comeback. He's running a go route, and when you're not on the same page, picks happen.
For most quarterbacks as a whole, do you challenge Deshaun to kind of bring Nick forward, bring Kelly forward, take everybody with him?
Absolutely. And not just the quarterbacks with offense, but the defensive guys too. Because he's got the respect to do that.